Let's talk about your company's onboarding. What if it could be your secret weapon for keeping great people? Today, we're diving into how you can ditch that generic welcome mat and create a powerful, role-specific start that truly sets every new hire up to win.
Okay, let's start with a big number, 82%. Get this, that's the potential jump in new hire retention you can get when you have a really strong, structured onboarding process. Just think about that for a second. A massive leap in keeping the amazing people you worked so hard to find. But here's the reality check. Only 12% of employees actually think their company's onboarding is any good. I mean, that is a huge, huge gap between what's possible and what's really happening out there. So that leads us to the big question, right? Why is there this massive gap? Why are so many companies dropping the ball on this golden opportunity to get things right from day one? Well, a lot of the time, the problem boils down to the generic one-size-fits-all approach. You know the drill. It's just an administrative checklist that treats everybody, your new software engineer, your new marketer, exactly the same. And that generic welcome, it has a very real and very high cost. And here's what that cost looks like. Nearly a quarter of all new employees quit in their first year. The reason? They say their roles and responsibilities were just never made clear. That is a direct failure of an onboarding process that doesn't get into the nitty-gritty of their actual job. So what's the fix? Well, it's about a strategic shift. We need to move away from those generic checklists and towards something called role-specific onboarding. The best way to think about it is like a customized runway for every single person you hire. So what does that mean exactly? Well, role-specific onboarding is all about tailoring the entire process to fit the unique demands of an employee's job. It goes way beyond the company mission statement and focuses on the specific skills, tools, and knowledge they're going to need to actually succeed. And the difference is honestly night and day. On one hand, you've got traditional onboarding. It's usually led by HR, it's generic, and it just drowns people in information. But the role-specific model, that's led by the department, it's collaborative, and it delivers curated, relevant info right when someone needs it. Okay, so we know it's different, but why does this tailored approach work so much better? It's not just about making people feel good. There's a direct strategic payoff that solves the very problems we started with. For starters, people get up to speed way faster. New hires can immediately focus on the exact tools and tasks for their day-to-day work. This means they stop feeling lost and start making a real impact, much, much sooner. And then there's the big one, retention. A tailored process sends this incredibly powerful signal that says, hey, we are invested in your specific success. Just that message alone cuts down on that early frustration and is absolutely key to boosting that retention rate we saw earlier. And you know, this has a real psychological impact. When you give people the right knowledge at the right time, you build their confidence. And confident employees, they have clarity and they feel way more comfortable taking initiative and making decisions on their own. And look, this isn't just some nice idea in a presentation. We've got real-world proof. Take HubSpot, for example. By doing things like giving new hires a peer buddy and targeted training, they saw people reach full productivity over 60% faster. That is a game-changing business result. And it's not a one-off thing either. It's not just for tech companies. When Texas Instruments redesigned their onboarding for new engineers with more role-focused training, they cut the time to full productivity by 2 whole months. This stuff just works. All right, so let's say you're on board. You're convinced. But how do you actually do this? Let's walk through a super practical blueprint for designing a better onboarding experience at your own company. Okay, so this whole thing breaks down into 5 key steps. First up, step 1 is to identify role needs. This is about digging deeper than the job description and mapping out the actual skills and tools someone needs to be great. Next, step 2, build a custom plan. This isn't just a to-do list, it's a structured journey. Think 30, 60, 90-day goals that guide the new hire. Then comes the crucial step 3, integrate department experts. This is huge. It shifts ownership from HR to the people who actually do the work every day. That makes the training so much more relevant. Step 4, provide a buddy, is all about creating a safe space. It gives the new hire a trusted peer for all those little questions they might be too nervous to ask their manager. And finally, step 5, and this is key, gather feedback and improve. This turns your onboarding from a static document into a living process that gets better and smarter every time you hire someone new. So let's bring it all home. When you put it all together, what's the big takeaway? It's that you have to reframe how you think about onboarding. This isn't just some administrative task you have to check off a list. It's your first, and you could argue, your best investment in your people. It's really about shifting your mindset, right? Moving away from a simple checklist and toward creating a strategic journey, a journey that proves to every single new employee that you are genuinely all in on their success and their growth right from the very beginning. So I'll leave you with this question to think about for your own organization. Is your onboarding just an orientation, a formality, or is it a genuine strategy for success? Because the answer could make all the difference.